Alright, greetings folks. This is the BlackWeasel, and today's my One Piece viewing of chapter 926. The name of the chapter is called The Prisoner Mine. And now we have a cover page request of Chopper and Law studying medicine with a knowledgeable tortoise and crane. In Dragon Ball, Goku, the little one, trained under Master Roshi. And he was like the Turtle Master, and he had an arch rival named Crane, who trained Tien Shinhan, like the guy who had used this kind of move to blow up the stadium, the strongest under the heavens stadium tournament, and also Tien Shinhan used that against Cell, but it wasn't enough in killing him. So the guy with the third eye. With Law, so he's studying with Law and Chopper. Alright, the chapter starts off in the Wano country, the flower capital, and someone has, one of the citizens says, there's been another sighting. And the guy says, that ghost appeared again. I'll haunt you. The guy says, here's an update on the disturbance at the Northern Cemetery. And the guy's telling the newspapers about how, in other news, a street murder occurred on the 8th Street in District 2. As you all probably know, the culprit is none other than Kamazu, the manslayer. Even though he's known throughout the country, he has yet to be apprehended. The guy has a sight as his weapon. Wow, man. He really has to go. Like, that's weird. Alright, the scene. And then the guy also says, furthermore, appearing late into the night, the witching hour boy has returned. He steals money from the rich and shares it with the poor. Oh, just like Robin Hood. And then one person says, who is this boy? Is he an ally of justice or is he evil? And one girl yells out, Kia, Mr. Witching Hour. And someone's walking on, but he has like a moon tattooed on his foot. Is he one of the samurai Kinoa is looking for? And I think I see Usopp as well. Yep, Usopp was looking on, and one girl says, I'll take a copy. And the newspaper says, here you go, please come again. And one person says, and one person says, alright now, come on over and check it out. That's what the newspaper guy says. And he yells out, today's issue is full of big scoops. And the swordsman has a question mark bubble. And he looks at the paper, and he thinks to himself, the waning crescent moon. And the guy says, who did this to me? Oh, it was Usopp. It was Usopp who did it. Because I see him as well. And there's a shot of Usopp looking on, and he looks at the guy. Actually, there's the Heart Pirates. I see a guy with a helmet, and then I see one guy with a penguin, and he's another samurai has retrieved the waning crescent symbol, and another person has retrieved the waning crescent symbol paper as well. And one guy says, the guy thinks to himself, has the Kozuki family truly returned? Once samurai holds up the paper, one guy with a scar on his eye has one, and one other guy as well. They look really strong. And this guy has sideburns. And one person thinks to himself, hey, is this really the work of Ghost? And one person says, what will come from questioning it? This is the spot we've been waiting for. And one samurai says, I'm going. And the old man with a bald head says, this happened a decade ago. I'll be going too, but in any case, how will you two get weapons? Only samurai are allowed to carry swords in this country. Oh, yeah, he's kind of right. Like, they disappeared for 20 years. That is a real long time. Like, I'm in my 20s right now, but my childhood was 50% of my lifetime. If I assume that the age like 0 to 12 counts as childhood, and 13 towards the 17 counts as teenage years, and 18 towards 24 counts as adulthood. Anyways, the guy says Kindu and all the martial art dojos like karate and judo have been outlawed or Rishi already. He's removed the power source from any possible rebellion. Oh, that's true. You know, in the U.S., there's been talk about taking away people's guns so that way they don't shoot one another. But if there's no guns, just like in London, then in British land, well, not just London, I know it's the capital. If there's no guns like in Britain, then people will resort towards stabbing each other with knives. For guns, there's always shots being made, and there's always been sound, so you know the sources of it. Well, but for knives, you just have people operating in tight corners. Anyways, the guy says, I don't care if I have to fight barehanded. This is our last chance. And one person, and he thinks to himself, this is what I've been waiting for. Woo, I'm trembling in excitement. And Usopp says, if you got time, come and have a look. Sit down, relax, and listen closely. Hello again, Usopp. And someone says, no, I don't think we need to bring a geisha. And he says, do not let anyone approach the scene room. And one person says, understood. And one person says, here is the next ornament shipment order. And the guy with the beard says, you're quite the evil one. And one person says, huh, you think so? And the guy says, ooh, this is a lot of stuff. Are they planning to start a war? And one person says, I'm not familiar with the situation outside this country's borders. And someone's spying, and that's Nami. And the guy says, our job is to make what they ask for. And one person says, you're quite the evil one. He said that again. And another person says, huh, you think so? And the female and the Koichi says, watch carefully, Onami. My eyesight has gotten worse with age. Don't sweat the small stuff. Just keep an eye on it calmly. And Nami says, of course, but that guy's head is in the way. And the bald man says, and he looks on and, he was able to sense someone looking at them. He yells out, someone's up there. And we have a character introduction of a novice, Kunichi Onami. And the guy sticks a pole arm up through the cracks. Pole arm. I haven't seen that since Whitebeard's time. And so those two female ninjas have been found, and the older one starts yelling out, yeah, and Nami tries to say to her, you're being too loud, Shinobi-chan. And the female ninja still yelling out, and one person yells out, who is it, who is it, who is it? And Nami tries to hold her mouth, and she yells out, stay quiet. And Shinobi continues to scream out in pain. Alright, one of them yells out, get them! And one person yells out, there are intruders in the attic. And Nami starts meowing, and the guy says, what, it was a cat? And the female, and Shinobi continues to scream out in pain. And Nami says, Shinobi-chan, and the guy says, there's a person and a cat. And Shinobi uses a move called Ninja Arts Giant Glider. And Nami says, wow, the ninja arts are amazing. And then the guy says, where'd they go? And one person said, we can't find them. And Onami and Shinobu says, did you see anything, Onami? And Nami says, I saw the name of the port and the day the ship is leaving. And anyways, Shinobi said, and Nami says, I saw the name of the port and the day that ship is leaving. And Shinobi said, that's great. Now we know when and where the weapons will be collected. Anyways, Shinobi says, by the way, I forgot to mention this, Nami, but I have a fear of sharp objects. And Nami says, you're totally unfit for battle. And Shinobi says, but being an attractive older woman is a weapon in and of itself. That's dumb. That's stupid. Alright. The scene they're still flying through the air, and Nami says, "Oh, why is this long so long? Is there a sale going on?" And somebody yells out, "Welcome, welcome!" And Nami says, "No way!" And the guys yelling out, "Sangora's Hachi soba noodles, really are specialty soba noodles." And one girl says, "Look at the luster of these noodles." And one girl has hearts in her eyes, and she says, "The firm bite, delicious." Oh, oh, it's Sanji. He's selling noodles, and Sanji says, "All right, come in and have a taste, ladies." And so we have a character introduction of a soba noodle stall, Sangoro, Goro Akechi, Sanji, and he says, "I got a sweet al dente that will melt in your mouth. These are my specialty soba noodles." And Nami gets pissed off, and she says he hasn't been gathering samurai at all. And there's a guy saying, "That boy, does he have an idea who this island belongs to? Where are we on it anyway?" And the scene changes just like that, and we go towards Wano Country, Udon, the prisoner mines, as well as the weapons factory. Yep, this is totally Soviet Russia. It really is. Like all these factories, all these urban industrialization. And the Russians were like the first country to like urbanize and modernize everything for the modern times. And anyways, one of them yells out, "Beat the metal," and another person says, "Move the rocks." And the guy with the crack in the whip, he yells out, "If you want work, at least go down in the corner somewhere so you don't block the way." And this old man starts wheezing. And someone puts something in his bowl, and the guy says, "This is all I get for a whole day's worth of work." Oh my god, this is shitty and awful. Like, he gets paid shitty wages for a whole day of work. This is not good for anybody. Anyways, the guy says, "You get one, you get one piece of kibi dingo for moving 5 big rock blocks. Are you having trouble earning enough food as you're getting older, Grandpa Huyu?" And the guy hits him, and he says, "You're finally about to kick the bucket," and the guy yells out in pain. And the guard says, talking back to a guard comes with a punishment, amputation. You know that, don't you? And one of them thinks to himself, "Grandpa, who you?" And one person says, "Don't go against them and just preserve your strength." Another person says, "Otherwise you'll die." Hey, I see Panda Man. What the fuck? I see him. Alright, anyways, the guy says, "Ooh, 4 exchange coupons. Good work. Here's 4 kibi dangos." And one person says, "Hmm?" And, oh snap, it's Luffy. Huh, dang it, I have a stuffy nose. It's Luffy and Eustace Kid. Luffy yells out, "Move, move, move, move." And, Eustace Kid gets pissed off and he says, "You're in my way. I'll kill you all if you don't move." And Eustace and Luffy yell out in yell. Anyways, one person yells out, wait, this ship can't hold any more rocks." And one person said, "Then hurry up and bring another ship, you snails." And one person says, I'm sorry." And one of the guards says, "How many rocks have they carried so far?" And one person tells them that we counted up to 100, and then And then the guard says, "What about the sea stone cuffs?" And one person says to him, "There's still shackle in them." And the guy says, "They're able to do this with their power depleted." Well, yeah, it's supposed to take away devil fruit powers, not their own super huge human powers to begin with. Luffy and Eustace Kid were already strong without the devil fruit powers. It's the same thing. The case with Ace fighting against Blackbeard. Like Blackbeard took away his devil fruit powers when he touched them, but he was still able to deal a certain damage towards Blackbeard. And the guard says, "What would they be capable of without those shackles?" And Luffy says, "We moved the rocks, now hand over the food." And this is a thud noise going on, and Luffy yells out, "What?" And it was Luffy says, "I'm moving one more than you did." And Eustace says, "You idiot, I'm the one who pulled ahead of you." And we have a character reintroduction of the captain of the Kid parts, Eustace Captain Kidd. Yep, he's that guy. And one guard says, "How many did you get? How many did you move to get so much Kibi Dango?" And Luffy gets pissed off. He says, "Don't mess with me. You didn't pull ahead at all, jagged guy, you bastard." And the translation for jagged guy says, similar to how he calls Traveler Try guy. So he's likely referred to it how his hair is jagged. He's like Eustace Kid. He's like a main character for like a Japanese role playing game. He has spiky hair, and you know I'm playing Kingdom Hearts right now, and Sora has spiky hair like any other Final Fantasy game. And Eustace Kid is pissed off as well. He says, "Do you know how to count, you dumb monkey bastard?" And one of the guards said, "Those two were seriously injured one day." And one person said, "They've been working, eating, and sleeping. And with that, they healed up in just a few days." And one of the guards gets pissed off, and he says, how the hell are we supposed to break the spirits? Say something." And one person said, "What's with their bodies?" And one guard says, "Fully chew your food before you swallow." And one guard gets pissed off. He says, "Are you their mother?" And there's a growling noise, there's a yelling noise going on, like ooh. It's that train going on. All you had to do was follow the damn train, CJ. Anyway, someone comes out of nowhere and he says, "Which one of you prisoners cleared out all the rations we had in the storage?" And someone says, "Hippo." And one person, a brave character introduction of the Deputy Warden, the headliner, Jubon, a hippo smile user who can turn into a hippo. You know, hippos are really strong creatures, but here's a funny short story. I was in economics class one time, and this professor, he looked at somebody that was yawning, and he said to her like, "Hey, cover your mouth when you yawn. This is not Hippo Land." And that made me laugh. Like I kind of snickered. Anyways, the guy says, "Master Dubon is here. His fusion with the hippo is so weird." And it's kind of the same case with Master Hold'em. Like there's a tiger in his stomach. Now there's a hippo in his mouth as well. And Dubon yells out, "Grandpa, who you?" And he's questioning the old man. "Ah, shit, that's messed up." Anyways, the guard says, "He's questioning Grandpa, who you? Crawl out from under there, Gramps." And there was Oban says, "How dare you ignore my old..." And then he gets interrupted by the hippo because he closed his mouth. And then the hippo said, the guy says the hippo decided to close his mouth on a whim. So now we can't hear Master Dobon anymore. And one of the guards says, "Master Dobon, they earn their food. They work hard and exchange their food, work for food, so we couldn't stop them from getting it." And Oban is inside the hippo. He's trying to figure out what's going on here. And one guard says he's trying to say something from there. Anyways, the guard says, I brought the prisoners that you're looking for. And Luffy says, burp, give me a second. I need to digest this food. And one of them says, they ate way too much. And one of the guards says, I've never seen someone have a bloated stomach in here. I'm so jealous. And Luffy notices the old man on the ground after being stepped on. And Dobon yells out, so it was you two. And Dobon says, how dare you? Your gluttony is why a man known as a big eater was only able to get 3 Kibi Dangos. Look at this mouth. Does that seem like enough food to you? And one of the guards says, huh? Those guys are shrinking in size. Train. Anyways, the guard says, here's a word of warning for you two. If you try and fight back against the guard, your arms will be cut off the first time you do it. And your legs will be cut off if you do it too. The third time you do it will be your last. You'll be executed on the spot. Keep that in mind. And the guy who shot a fishbone at a guard has been seen again. And Dubon said, that's how it works here. You don't have the right to fight back. And Eustace kid says, hey, we're just weaklings whose strength has been depleted because of this sea stone. All we did was take our work seriously. And Luffy gets pissed off after seeing the old man again. Dubon chomps down Luffy and Eustace's skin, and he yells out, your crime is eating all of my food. You need to be disciplined. And one of the guards yell out, wow, they got eaten. And then one of the guards says, what a shame. Inside that mouth is Master Dubon's murder chamber. Alright. Something nasty, something happened inside the hippo. Looks like he's taking some damage and he fell to the ground. He has blood coming out of his nose. So he took an L. And there's Luffy. Someone steps out. That's Luffy. And he picks up the old man, Grandpa Huyu, and you see this kid comes out as well. And the guards look on, and they Deputy Warden Dubon. And the guard says, "You done it now. You're gonna be executed." And Luffy is making a funny face, and kid says, "Where's your proof?" And one of them says, "Huh?" And two people are smiling. And the people yell out, "Way to go! You two are the prisoner stars of hope." So that's the end of chapter 9. 26. And so it says that the worst won't tolerate this. Huh. They look badass together. Eustace Kid and Luffy. Oh, that's the end.